Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And before I get started, if you like this video, please drop a thumbs up on it. It helps out the channel a whole bunch. If not, thumbs down also works. And if you like knife content and you're not already, smash that subscribe button with the bell notification so you don't miss any of my content. All right, I have a wee knife for y'all today, the Wee Knives Thug, designed by custom knife maker Matt Christensen of CK Knives. He's one of my favorite young makers. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he is very young. And this is one of his custom designs. You can get it in 3 different variations. This top one with the carbon fiber, with the blasted blade, with those striations, with that, like rubbed finish on there. This one comes in at $257. And then the all-tie with the satin blade comes in at $249, and you can also get it with the all-tie, same handle with this blade for the same $249. Before we get into either one of these anymore, let's break off some cutting footage, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're gonna check. This is the factory edge. I have trouble cutting with recurves all the time, so this is gonna be more so of how much you can do with a smaller handle knife, basically. All right, I thought it sliced really well, and this little curve right here helped really to grab onto the knife. The pocket clip hasn't been a problem so far. I think that's my cutting that's bad, not the... There you go. All right, now we're gonna do a little bit of wood shaving with this Pine 2x4, nothing crazy. Just testing the ergos and how the edge is biting. Alrighty, I think it did well. I could get more precision with my thumb up here, and I found it was more comfortable, like just to do regular cuts, more power cuts in the hammer grip, and I had more precise cutting with the thumb with saber grip. So I think it did well, especially for how small it is. Not the tool I would choose, but there you go. Alright, we're gonna cut up several different kinds of materials. Some some half-inch dense tubing, water tubing, some 1-inch very dense tubing with some mesh in it, some rubber sealer for garage door, some denim, and some 3/8 inch bungee, and some leather, some thick saddle leather. All right, let's get started on the saddle leather first. We're gonna do these draw cuts with that tip. Excellent. Nice. Yeah. All right, I used the Tanto portion. I could get a lot of leverage on that down cut or that rocking cut with that somewhat of a belly in that Tanto area. I love that, and using that tip to guide it through, doing like the leather and stuff. I think it did amazing with that and stayed nice and sharp. Let's check out that front area and see how it is. Yeah, still screaming sharp. All right, we're gonna cut up some 1/2 inch twisted sisal rope. We're using that front tanto area. Try to cut about 20 cuts, maybe some more, maybe some less. I don't know. We'll see how it does. All right, that was 20 cuts. This thing performed excellent through the rope, especially using I just used that front part of the tip, pretty much push cutting it all, and it's still nice and sharp. Let's try to get just that tip area. Yeah, it's still sharp. Alrighty, I hope y'all enjoyed that cutting footage. I enjoyed doing it. And being that I just used this one in the testing footage, we're going to mainly talk about this one, but we'll take a quick look at this. The reason why I did the testing on this, because I had been using this one. As you can see the marks on the finish. That finish, I don't think it's going to hold up that well. I think it'll, get some scuff marks and rubs. You can see right here as well. And I mean, that might come out, I'm not sure. It is beautiful though. Basically all it is a blasted finish with a rubbed finish over that dark blast, and it goes all the way into the scales. Very, very beautiful here. And they all the variations come with this copper or dark blasted bronze pivot collar and titanium hardware, as you can see here. They all have the black WE pivot and the black screws. So let's set this aside and we will focus on this one for the time being. Let's get some specs out of the way so you can have an idea of how big or how small this knife really is. You have a full length of 6.5 inches, so it's going to be on that smaller size. You have a blade length of 2 5/8 inches, so it's going to be legal in a lot of areas, especially that have 3-inch and under blade laws. You have a grip area from here to here of around 3 inches. You have a thickness in the scales from here to here of 0.53, so a little bit above average. And you have a close width from here to here of around 1 3/8 inches. You have a blade stock thickness of 0.17 to 0.17 inches. And I didn't even get a chance. Let's see. Let's get a behind the edge thickness. It's a quick one here. So 20 thousandths on the hollow. And the front right here is a flat grind. See, I'm doing this behind. Let me do this off around here so I can see. So around 17 thousandths in this front flat grind right there. So not bad at all for such a small knife. Let's take a closer look at this. You have very unique tanto blade shape. You have like a Japanese tanto up here. You have a belly. Pretty much the way that swedge, it looks like it's arcing up right here. And you have that nice precise point for piercing, stabbing, whatever you want to do with it. The satin finish on here looks nice. And the only thing I wish they would have done if they would have had vertical satin on the primary and the swedge and made this horizontal, just to kind of change it up, because the grind lines are all going vertically. Not a big deal, but just aesthetically it would look a little nicer. This would be considered a compound grind, since you have two different types of grinds. You have the hollow here, like I said, and the flat up here in the front. That swedge just gives it that nice added reflectivity. You got all these different facets. Just looks really nice in my opinion. You have dual titanium thumb studs. That's a very nice touch that have been also bronze, and they are removable. You can see the Torx head right there. So if you ever had to take them off to sharpen or anything. And I guess the thumb studs are in the blade path just a little bit, but I've never had a problem with thumb studs being in the blade path. Not that I've really noticed. Not cutting cardboard, all the stuff I cut at least. Maybe if you're cutting apples, you might get caught up on there, but I don't really cut apples with my knives. Every now and again maybe, but I've never seen that to be a problem. You do have a sharpening choil, and you do have a very slight recurve. Very, very slight. It's easier to see it in this blade. As you can see how it comes up right there. Recurves aren't my favorite, but that is such a minimal recurve right there that it shouldn't be a problem to sharpen. I mean, especially even if you have a Spyderco sharp maker, you just sharpen it on the diamond part of those stones, the edge of it, and you'll be just fine. Close it up. This thing is this one's very, very smooth. I have taken this one apart to clean it because this was the one I got from Blade Show. So I just want to make sure it didn't have any gunk from, people opening and closing it. Very snappy action. Detent is dialed perfectly for a thumb stud deployer, riding on ceramic bearings and a ceramic detent ball. You can or at least I can spidey flick it. I can slow roll it without a problem. This one does have a little stiffer of a detent, but it comes out with authority. It is nice and smooth. I haven't taken this one apart, so maybe once I've taken it apart, it might be a little bit smoother after that. It's hard for me to spidey flick this one. Close it up. You do have completely contoured scales, and like I said, you have this cool finish that's going along the entire length of the frame and the clip. Let's see, this side you have a milled titanium pocket clip, as you can see right there. I was worried that this point right there would bother me in cutting, but from all the cutting I did, even with the wood shaving, I did not notice that at all. I was kind of surprised because if you just put it in your hand, it feels like it's going to be poking you, but none of the cutting I even felt it or even noticed it, to be honest. Let's check it out. Let's check that pocket clip out in the pocket. Got enough ramp on there, goes in nicely, and that's what you have sticking out of the pocket, in my opinion. Not bad at all. No flipper tab to catch your hand. You have a good bit of room to get your hand by it. Access to that thumb stud is easy, at least for me it is. And access to the lock bar, even though it is flush with the show side scale, it's nice and wide right there with those chamfers. I can easily get my finger in there, and the lock bar pressure is just right. The tension. There's the lockup. Sitting at, let's see, hold on, it's sitting at, I'd say, about 20 to 30%. I wouldn't mind if it was over just a little bit more, but absolutely rock solid. No up and down, no left or right whatsoever. I can't wiggle anything out of it. You have your lock relief on the outside. No internal milling. The balance point is right here, so pretty darn good. It feels lighter in the hand, in my opinion, especially with the carbon fiber. I was interested to see what the weight difference is, because I think it was Blade HQ that had them both the same. That one should be lighter, but we'll see. First, we'll do it in grams. This is the all titanium one. 124 grams and 4.3 ounces. We'll just do the ounces on this one. Yeah, 3.5. So almost an ounce lighter with the carbon fiber one. I love this one's very light in my opinion. And both of them are definitely manageable. This one feels more of like a brute. Let's see. The hardware is all nicely done. T8. And let's get some size comparisons and then I'll wrap it up for y'all. Got another Christensen design, the Kaiser Mini Critical. So the Mini Critical is going to dwarf it. And you have the small CJRB feldspar. It's also a lot smaller than the feldspar. You have the Hogue Mini RSK. The RSK is bigger. Now this is going to be the closest I think I have on the table in size. This is Spyderco Chaparral. So there you go. Yeah, the Chaparral is pretty close in length to the Thug. Alrighty. Now nitpicks, complaints. Let's see. I could have, like I said before, I could have done without the recurves, especially since it's such a slight recurve. It doesn't serve a huge functional purpose there. It might, you know, add in the aesthetic. I don't know. I don't know too much, or maybe how the grinds are going. I don't know. It wasn't a deal breaker, obviously, because I got two of them. Another thing, especially on the titanium version, as you can see right here, the screws have been tapped. The screws from this side have been tapped into the frame on this side. Not a huge deal, but you just have to be very careful because if you happen to strip these two, then you'll have to send it back to get it retapped or something. And it's just a big hassle there. They could have done it like this one, where they have a threaded female piece in the inside of there. They already had it for this one. I don't really understand why they didn't just do it here. I'm guessing to make it look a little cleaner. I mean, of course, they did a great job. It is chamfered around that hole, so we did an excellent job. And also, besides the 3D contouring, they also knocked that edge off, putting a bevel all the way around this, so it really, really comfortable in hand. And this arc right here, the way this tapers, this was very, very comfortable to use. Let's see. And only last thing, I wish they would have put this lock relief on the inside because you have this cool, finish on the top. It would have been nice that if it wouldn't have been broken up, even though that, that's about the best you could do right there on that one. But I think it would have just been a lot cleaner of a design. But overall, I absolutely love the knife. Like I said, Matt's one of my favorite designers. Super nice guy. He's willing to answer pretty much anybody's questions for him. And I love to support makers any chance I can. And just a benefit that I happen to love his designs. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.